June 9th here today in Iowa, doing a bunch of whitetail stuff this week. We got, I think, 7 cameras out now in the last couple days, so we've gotten a pretty good start to the season. Got them on a few of the permission farms. It's June 9th here today in Iowa, doing a bunch of whitetail stuff this week. Got a new permission farm here that we're gonna go check out today. Gonna put some mineral out, some recharge, throw a camera out on that, and then go into a couple of my other permission farms this week. Gonna do some stands, mineral sites there, cameras, just kind of some preseason scouting stuff, getting all my minerals prepped, cameras out on some of them. So we got 2 spots marked here, potential stand sites. Basically we got just a drainage ditch that runs along into this property. These 2 ditches, all these ditches got taken out this year excavating. So really the only funnel point is right down through here. If we run into a deer, it's going to be in that. We got 2 trees that we kind of got picked out for potential rut spots. The tricky part's going to be getting into them because a lot of this stuff got dozed up along these fence lines or these field edges. So getting into a stand, you're not going to be able to just walk right into the stand and hop out. You got to kind of climb over some down trees and stuff like that. But we'll figure it out later on. But I feel like this is going to be a decent rut property. Maybe late season. We got the potential to leave some standing crop here. Maybe put a cage blind out for them late season out in the field and hunt them like that. But we're just gonna head right back out to this field and put a mineral site out. It's beans this year, so we might even do some velvet scouting out here this summer. These fields kind of drop off on this edge, so you can't really see them from the road if anything's out in this east side. So we might come in here and sit out in the beans one night or 2 nights this summer, see what pops out here. But we'll learn a lot the next couple months, at least what's on this farm by the cameras. On to the next one. We open the door. Alright, we're to the second farm. This is a property I actually hunted last year. So it was the first year kind of learning it. Learned a lot as far as how to hunt it, how to access it. Coming back in here because we're actually going to put a new setup. This property is basically broken into 2 80-acre parcels. This south 80 has like a 20-acre woodlot where a lot of these deer bed in, and I kind of figured they would, and I figured it'd be a good rut spot, but I didn't really want to bomb in there last year and get too aggressive on it without knowing the property. So after a year hunting, went in there, scouted it this spring. The landowner actually went in and cut a trail along this one fence line up through the woods. So when I was out there shed hunting, I found a couple good trees where he mowed that trail through, and I think we're going to put a stand along it. And I got high hopes. I think we got pretty good access for coming on north and south side of this stand. So should be a good rut spot, even actually early season. I had one really good buck in here early season. A lot of CRP out here, so these deer like to hang out here early in the year as well. But we're gonna get in here, a little bit of a hike, get this hung. Third time's the charm. We had kind of a, I don't know, I was second guessing myself a lot on where I wanted to stand. I had a spot up there pinned on onyx from shed hunting. Got in here and just, I didn't like the current sign. There was some deer using the trails, but it just wasn't as prominent as down here. So after me and Ross kind of going back and forth, we decided to hang down more in this bottom, which it'll actually play out better. I think this will be a good morning or an all-day set down here lower. We can blow it across the creek. I think a lot of these deer are going to travel kind of east to west up in here along the edge of this hill. We got bedding on these knobs here. We're going to be close to where the deer bed, but this will probably be a spot where you just slip in and stay put for a while. It's almost 1:30 here. We finally, took us a little while, but we finally got this set up. We really like the stand we chose. We were back and forth on a lot of where we wanted to have it on this location here, because we're on a hillside here. We got CRP above us, creek down below us, egg to the east, egg to the west, egg to the south. A lot of these deer kind of come in the mornings from the south up in here to bed, and you get a lot of east-west travel throughout the day. We opted on coming into the bottom. My original plan was to go up top, but we came in the bottom just because we can come pretty good from the from the north to access this across the ditch. So we can get in here morning hunt, all day sitted, I think. And our best trail cuts out up here about 30-40 yards onto this mowed trail. The landowner came in here last winter and mowed a bunch of trails up through the woods, and there's a trail that runs right along this property edge and it cuts up into here. So I got a good feeling we're gonna have some good hunts in here this fall, as long as we got a shooter that shows up. Put a vine out here too. We'll come back later this summer and put some black widow on it, but I just wanted to get the vine up and established. And then we got a good tree right here we can cam it on, so excited. This should be a really good spot come late October, early November. I like to kind of put some of that stuff close towards the tree so they browse the brush down. Pro tip. Then you don't have to worry about the weeds growing back. just finishing up on the farm here. We got one stand put out, a couple vines that will come back and put some black widow on here later in the summer when I go do my scrapes, and then a mineral site, and we gotta put out a Tactacam. I'll probably do another Tactacam on the other side of this 80 at some point, but just trying to kind of put most of them on minerals so far, and we'll transition them later on in the summer. But that's it for permission pieces today. We're gonna go to my urban spot here this afternoon. Gonna meet up with my buddy Andrew, and we have another piece that we actually did some door knocking on here a couple months ago and got on. The guy's letting us put a camera out to see if we want to hunt it this fall. So we're gonna go scout it out and see what we can find there. But beautiful day to get out and do this. Got a nice breeze, temps in the 70s. Beats doing it later in the summer when it's 90, 100 degrees.
It's about that time. We just pulled up to this, hopefully maybe a new permission spot down here in Des Moines. We're gonna go set out some mineral and a couple cameras. We got permission to at least be able to run a couple cameras and at least check out the property before we really commit to it or anything. So
we just set our first camera up here. We're on the west side of the property. Kind of a goofy spot here, but it's a little bit of a ditch here with some timber. This is the property line, and there's actually a gate and a walking trail, and these deer are coming right through this gate. We saw a doe. We kicked up a doe right in this ditch when we were coming in here, so we know there's some deer here. But the spot I'm looking most forward to is on the east side of the property. There's a little bit more timber. And then behind us here to the south, there's a lot bigger woods. And I think a lot of the deer are gonna be primarily living in that, but we're kind of just hoping they transition up through here. So got this half of the property checked out. We're gonna go to the other one, put a camera and a mineral out, and we should be good here. Another bed here. Big bed. Must be a big buck.
big bud.
That one.
That's the killer.
That's the one.
That's the killer right there.
We got a trail running right along this east edge. There's kind of a finger up in there. We're gonna go check that out. Shouldn't have to worry about service here. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. I think it definitely has some good potential on it. Let the camera soak. See what it brings us. Hopefully something.
You want a site that's built to last, has been proven, has a lifetime warranty, and is made right here in the USA. HHA makes sights for all archers, all skill levels, and for all users. Whether you're flinging arrows in the backyard or going on the trip of a lifetime, trust isn't built overnight. It's built by being #1 for decades. HHA.
We're out here today on the permission farm where I planted corn and beans here. Oh, this is probably, I think it's 2 weeks ago now. Since then we've had 2 or 3 really good rains. Just wanted to come out here and kind of just see how it looked. I kind of figured some of this would be starting to germinate. Sure enough, got here, and when I planted this plot, I worked it up, broadcasted, and drug it in. I drug it twice when I worked the seed in. when I've planted corn, beans like that in the past, just broadcast, works good. You just get different rates of germination, just depending on, you don't have that consistent seed depth. But I would say a lot of the corn right now is probably about at that 1.5 to 2 inch height. There's some of it that's probably closer to 4 inches. Same with the beans. Some of the beans I would say majority of the beans are actually just germinating now, but there's some pods in here coming up that are like around that 3 inch mark. So I wanted to come in here today though, spread some liquid lime on it, and fertilizer. We do have a chance of some rain coming up here in the next few days, but just wanted to help kind of get that going, get the soil right, and get that all done. Didn't have time to do it when I prepped it and got ready to plant it. So I'm gonna do that, and then the other half of this plot, basically from this corner around this bend, I need to keep the weeds down on it because we don't have that planted yet. Waiting for the 4-wheeler. Had some issues with it last time we were out here seeding, so I got it in shop, kind of doing a whole rundown on that. Should be done here soon, but just wanted to hand spray this small portion just to keep the weeds at bay, so it's all ready when we plant it here later this summer. Gonna do that. We got camera I want to get out here on this farm, spray a couple of the other plots, and that should be pretty much all we have to do here. And then we got another farm we're gonna go hit up today too. But things are definitely looking good on this plot. We got about a half acre, a little more than a half acre I think, of corn here when I mapped it out on Onyx, and beans. So we're gonna use 2 of these jugs of elbow grease. Me and Ross were talking a little bit more. The liquid courage, we're gonna wait a little bit to spray that because we're gonna wait till this corn and beans gets a little bit taller. So might be a few weeks before we do that, right around time when we do our roundup on this. So just gonna be doing the lime today, and then we'll spray the rest of this here. So. Got a little trimming to do. We're gonna set this camera up here and we'll be done with this plot. Go to work. We just finished up last camera of the day. We put some stockpile out here on our water hole. I put this water tank out last year. It did pretty decent. I I kind of wish I'd have buried it because it gets a little bit too hot in the summer. But the deer did drink it pretty decent last year, especially later on in the fall. But it's low right now. I don't really think anything's probably hitting it. So we're gonna try to come back in here another week or two and top it off. So it's should be good for most of summer here. So, but we got, I think, 7 cameras out now in the last couple days. So we've gotten a pretty good start to the season. Got them on a few of the permission farms. Me and Ross are gonna go out and do some scouting, some public here coming up, and looking forward to that. Got a few spots of public that I'm checking out this year that I've never been into, and I'm really excited for it. So got high hopes on that. We got good weather to do it this week, so we're gonna take advantage of it.